the utility guy that he is. I expect some playmaking from him. I expect some good defense on Siakam to keep him in control. So I do think that the Warriors will be able to pull this out.
You realize what you just did? You just killed my chances of winning 4 more cases of Diet Dew because I was watching his eyes, and as you spoke, he's like, uh-oh, you're right,
Because every time I pick with Broussard, we both go down the
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to take the Warriors, Skip, because I believe Klay
Wait a second. You were leaning Raptors.
I was.
You made a strong case for the Raptors until you heard
So it
his
was
case.
over, right? You thought it was over.
Because, man, I just wish I knew. I wish I could just have my crystal ball. Sharper Thomas would come before me. Little genie sit on my shoulder, says, Klay go play 30 minutes tonight, and he's going to give what Chris Broussard said, 25 points. But I do believe he'll play long enough. I believe he'll play well enough. The question is, I'm not worried about his offensive on the offensive end. I'm worried about the defense. Because in 7 games, they've been behind by double digits in the first half, going back to the Portland series. That's not a good sign for someone to shoot 50, 49 against you. You're not playing very good defense, Skip, if someone can do that. And that's where he also helps. Yeah, they need scoring. You know, am I concerned about Steph's workload? I'm really not concerned, Skip, because he doesn't carry a workload like LeBron. His game is different. LeBron's game is physicality. LeBron's game is Earl Campbell, Marshawn Lynch.
It is.
Run you over, collision, high contact.
I agree.
Steph Curry is more Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders. I'm going to make you miss. I'm going to get someone to set screens for me.
Yep.
I'm not really going in there where I got to take a whole lot of contact. So I do believe he'll be fine. But for me, I don't want the ball in Draymond Green's hand. I want the ball in Steph Curry's hand. Because Steph Curry is, because Draymond is the facilitator. Draymond is the guy that's going to pass.
You mean if you're Toronto?
If I'm Toronto, yeah. I want the ball in I don't want the ball in Draymond's hand, because if Steph has it, he's probably going to shoot it, and he's not going to get a whole lot, because his impact is different. His impact is different than, you know, guys that can, like a LeBron James or Russ, that can get you 15, 16 assists. That's not what Steph does. He got, 8 assists the other night. I want him to shoot. I don't want him to get nobody else involved. Because, see, Draymond has the ball. He going to mess around and get Steph and Klay involved.
And some big men, too.
Yeah, so, no, I don't want Draymond to have the ball. But I'm going to take him. But that's, how much time we got? We got an hour and 12 minutes. That's subject to change.
How do you know that? Are you, like, timing the show? What do you...
I got to time how much you talk, because the last couple of days, I've been short on the talk time.
You've been short on the talk
time? Yep.
Because the only way you ever even hold your own is by ball control. You just ball control me to death. You know, I just don't have time to talk because we got to go to break.
I've been short on the talk
Jim
time.
just keeps interrupting me, and I'm like, well, I haven't even spoken yet.
No. I've been short on the talk time. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm going to reiterate for you that I picked Toronto to win Game 1, and I picked Golden State to win 2, and I picked Toronto to win 3, and I told you 2 days ago, I'm picking Golden State tonight to win 4, and then Toronto 5, and then Golden State 6, and Golden State 7 at Toronto. Golden State in 7. I have not wavered. I have not flipped or flopped, as somebody at this table constantly does.
Chris Broussard,
No, I picked Golden State. I'm sticking with my Golden State.
Yeah.
6? I mean, the games don't matter. It's Golden State. Win. Right, as long as they win.
The betting public, and maybe even the odds makers, are now prisoners of the Game 3 moment.
Right.
Because it was a sensational performance by the visiting team. They can't play. I just don't think they could play better than that. No. I know it's theoretically capable they could play a little better. They could make every shot, right?
Well, you know what I did?
They could go.
I said that about your Spurs. I said they're not going to keep shooting threes like this, and guess what they did? For 5 games, they shot threes just like they did in Game 1.
That was when they blew LeBron's team off the floor by a record finals
and I heard everybody say, they can't keep shooting like this. Guess what? They kept shooting like that.
Maybe LeBron should have played a little defense. Right?
On everybody?
Yeah, on everybody. He's a great perimeter defender. That's what they used to tell me.
He was then.
So, again, even after the Klay news broke yesterday, the betting public kept betting the spread down. It went from 5.5 to 4.5. So Golden State's a 4.5-point favorite. But I'm going to remind everybody, they're still favored by 4.5 points tonight. And that is now pretty much a done deal without Kevin Durant. Even though the odds makers say, well, for the series, we still have to, we slightly favor Toronto because there's no Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I don't care, without Kevin, and now it's clearly without. Golden State's going to win this series. I told you earlier 2 days ago, I said, with or without Klay Thompson tonight, they're going to win. So what are we going to see from Klay Thompson? Is he going to be the primary defender on number 2 tonight? He just can't be. The hamstring is too dicey. It's obviously.
Who you gonna put him on? You can't put him on Siakam. He's too small for Siakam.
Right. Who?
Klay.
Well, you just put him on anybody. You almost have to hide him like you try to hide Steph.
Yeah, I think you have Iguodala on Kawhi
and maybe
then
Draymond
on Siakam.
But occasionally
they'll switch
Draymond
at
will
times,
take some number 2. So the point is, the reason Klay Thompson is so valuable is he turns Steph lethal again. You can't double Steph anymore.
Correct.
You can't try to force the ball out of Steph's hands. You can't force him to take ridiculously high degree of difficulty shots. You get him in a flow where it's the two of them. They are the Splash Brothers, plural. And they're both lethal in combo, but solo, they're not lethal because they need each other. And they need Klay to play some defense tonight. They're just going to have to gut it out. This is going to be hearts of champions kind of game because it's desperate. This is going to be 3-ring pride, and all those other guys are going to come to play. DeMarcus Cousins just didn't show up the other night. He didn't understand because he's never been at this level what's about to happen, how adjustments get made, even in a psyche. Marc Gasol has played in a bunch of these games. I know he hadn't played in finals, but he's played against my Spurs in some big, bad battles. And he gets the fact that in a pivotal game 3 for his team, after they blew game 2 down the stretch at home, you come to play. And he came with a whole new energy the other night where DeMarcus is just shell-shocked. Like, he's beating me to every ball, every rebound.
But in the games 1 and 2, he was looking to pass the ball out of the high post. But this time, he put it on the floor going to the hoop.
Right.
He's like, I'm not selling for no jumpers. I'm not looking for anybody. Okay.
And how'd that work out?
Layup.
That was a great point because it looked like Boogie was treating it like a regular season game in February. Like, like he didn't get it. And like you said, he's never been on this stage. I do expect him to come back and bounce back. He's got some pride.
He's got pride.
I'm sure he feels like he's better than Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
So you think
he knows he's better than Marc. And I have respect for Marc because Marc can do it with his head as well as his
if he's healthy, he's way better than Marc Gasol. But at this stage, where he's come back from, Achilles and quad, is he better than Marc Gasol at this juncture right now?
Yes, he can be. Yeah. He will be tonight. And Draymond Green's going to play like a Hall of Famer because I believe he is on a Hall of Fame arc.
Yeah, he going.
And you made the point yesterday, even though the numbers looked okay on the stat sheet, it wasn't a Draymond game.
Not at all.
He didn't take the game over in all of his little big ways that he can take it over. And I do think he'll have a triple-double.
You got me leaning towards the Raptors. You seem pretty confident.
I'm very confident. That's making you lean the other way?
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't. It should make you say, no mas.
Because you've been wrong.
When I've been right on every game this series?
I do differ with you on if Klay doesn't, like if he can't go or he tweaks it early and has to sit and just doesn't play well, I think it's going to be tough without Klay.
Now, if he re-injures, like just pulls it or he's gone for the rest of the series, it's going to be hard to win. But they're still going to win tonight. That's a proud basketball team.
They're not winning without Steph and KD.
They will tonight.
You mean the series?
Yeah.
Without
the
Klay,
series would be difficult.
Without Klay and KD, they're not winning the series.
It would be difficult. And
impossible.
I'm going to bring it up one more time because it's just such a fascinating concept that Jeff Van Gundy brought up the other night. He said, this team I'm watching in Game 3, the Golden State team, would not have made the playoffs this year. And I can't process it because what are we saying about Steph? He's a 2-time MVP, and you're saying you would have him and you'd have Draymond, who's a 3-time All-Star and a former Defensive Player of the Year, who's still in his prime.
Right.
And you'd have DeMarcus Cousins. He looks relatively healthy. So you'd have those three.
So is that Boogie as he was in Game 3 or now, or Boogie, the All-Star,
I'll take
Boogie?
Boogie in Game 2. No. Boogie was good in Game 2.
With Iggy and Livingston, they're not making no playoffs.
Yes, they are.
The question, here's the challenge. First of all, LeBron played, 66 games? Something like. They didn't make the playoffs in the West, so it would be tough. But who's the second scorer? Like, if you look at that team they had the other night, I lean toward you. I think Jeff overstated it. But I do wonder who is their second scorer.
About the 2-time MVP? I told this man yesterday, either you're saying he's overrated or just undersized where he can't do that.
I put him in the playoffs. I would put him in the playoffs.
Skip, two things can be true. He's not overrated, but he is undersized. I mean, he's
Okay.
6'2".
So
we don't normally see 6'2" guys
I got it. But we've seen this 6'2" guy do extraordinary things
with
we've
Klay,
never seen before.
with Klay and
Okay,
Draymond,
all right.
with no Klay, and we see him do it even a more extraordinary thing with that 7-foot monster that's lurking.
And just to haunt you again, Skip, I got to ask you guys to leave it here. We're out of time. Chris, thank you so much for being with us again. Enjoy
You're
the
lucky
game
because I
time.
had a strong point to
Well, Skip, start using Kawhi's catchphrase. We're discussing that.
Oh, right. Here we go.
Board man, board man.